when they're done at the end. We had to do an animal when they escape. Okay. We had to do an animal and children, and I thought it would be good to do that one because then I could have something complete for my portfolio, like a couple finished.
I see.
Portfolio. Okay.
And I did the text in the smoke because you know, the witch likes to cook children, and I thought that would be a good indication that things are being cooked in the house. And I actually, last week at the critique, they told me to put more shading on the house. So I did that. I just didn't reprint it out, but to give it a more light source.
Yeah.
A better light
well, that
source.
works for leaving room for the type. You know, you like this is so dark. You like the top there, so you can leave room for that. I think she's got that thing going where, you know, your eye leads you down the path and you see the home. I think the composition is nice. This is a copy. I'm feeling the values.
Sheet paper.
The values between these are maybe too close.
Okay.
You know. And man, I don't know what does it suggest to solve that. Either I'm afraid of darkening that path more to make those trees pop, or what can you lighten? Is this squash? What is this?
It's actually it's ink pen and inks, and then painted textures, and then layered in Photoshop.
Oh,
so,
really? Okay, so maybe
so I can do whatever.
You can lighten the
like
and
a little
it might
more
just
contrast.
Be it might be the copy, because like other copies just turned out totally different.
Oh yeah, see here's
like that's brighter, and like this one is really cheap paper.
Yeah, like the trees here.
Yes, the trees stand out more in that one. I like that one. Get closer.
Yeah. This one's even brighter.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
So it's
see,
kind
the
of
line work pops more on that one, but these guys get bleached out too much. They have no contrast over here. It's almost like it'd be cool to have a hybrid where you get these guys, these trees, and the darkness of that house and the tree over there, you know?
Right. Maybe I need to just mess with all that.
Yeah, you could do it all in Photoshop.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing though? The textures, I like how.
Yeah, it's a cool look.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice look.
It's just a nice image.
It's pretty rough, but
I think it'll be good.
And I think the cool part about this is, well, the reason why I wanted to do it was I can see it's a mallard duck. I can bring some of these dark green colors in there. I want to have something in my portfolio that's showing a character carried over in two scenes, and also showing sort of, not that it's going to be as dark as this scene, but it'll have some of the rich colors from this scene, so it'll look kind of like the same book, and it won't look like, you know, two separate books.
So maybe what'll help is keeping the same textures.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm trying to figure out what style I can use. It's been a while since I've done a lot of illustration.
Okay.
And so I just thought I'd put them up there. But that's my sketch for this week.
Okay.
So.
Which one of these are you leaning towards, or which one did you like?
From last week, feedback we got was that this more sort of intuitive style was more compelling. But I'm interested to hear what.
She did a drawing. The first one was, see the top one.
Yeah.
It's much more dynamic. She looks more disgusted down below, and the frog is more creeping over, looking. You know, it's more interactive.
Yeah.
I think it looks really nice.
I think I like the little details like the freckles on there, but I think because of my comic book tendencies, I'm leaning towards the heavy black line. But that's just,
it's interesting because it's two different.
Yeah. Everybody got their own thing.
Well, she's got two different things going.
Yeah, I mean that's cool trying to figure it out. Did you do any thumbnails for this one, like to figure out different compositions and you settle in this one?
But I think it could be stronger. It definitely could be stronger.
Yeah, that's tough. Look at, and then if you're happy with it, then go do final.
I'm trying.
And
never uses.
I would say if you were to go with this one, I would bump up the contrast on some of these things. I don't know if it's just maybe how this thing was outputted, but it seems like if you if you just kind of, I don't know, like, what is it, like just cover up your eyes a little bit and you look, this, you got this big field of black right here, and I feel this is the other darkest valley on here. I'd maybe pump that up on some of these other things, you know, like maybe put some more darkness on her hair that's leaning closer to the pillow, or the pillow's shade and the shade of the blanket there, you know, contrast maybe a little bit more on her nose, stuff like that, just to make it pop a little bit more. And we want to kind of draw attention to this guy, so you could kind of even darken around here, where you just fake a glow almost around there, so your eye goes to that spot. There's all these kind of little tricks you can do, and there's tons of those that could be explored.
That'd be cool.
And for this guy here, I think it's up to you. Like, I think I would just maybe play with the composition a bit more, because it's just they're there and they have this. The perspective is just flat back there. Like, say even if you went this route, something that maybe would help. There's a big bush in the foreground. You know, something where you just add a little bit extra layers, or a tree back there, and the branches kind of spread out. Just going to shoot at you all kinds of criticism, like how you should do it, how you shouldn't do it, and at the end of the day, you pick and choose. Like, okay, I like what Rhodey said about this, and I didn't agree with this, but I like that Arden said this, and you choose your own, you know, your own path, and you do how you want to, you know. Through all this stuff, however far you get, everybody's going to throw at you the ways you should do it and shouldn't do it, and you pick and choose what works best for you, you know? Yeah.
Well, thanks.
Right on.
I really appreciate it.
Okay. And the hair is just passing by, right?
Yeah.
So I think that maybe if that's the case, we should really highlight this guy. And yeah, you really need to sell that idea so that it shouldn't maybe get cropped.
So more like
Rapunzel's hair. And there are things like, with how it is right now, that this is just my opinion, that I feel that could maybe pop that out a bit more, say maybe put the mountain range lower, where this thing's just sticking up beyond it. Or like, say, I was just saying, like, if it were me, I would have gotten this and maybe put here where your eye kind of, it leads you, when you're looking at a page, it's just these kind of visual compositions that, oh my goodness, Arden, you're evil. They just lead the eye into the thing and make it a focal point. But yeah, but the watercolor is nice. Like, this thing, color copy, saturated colors a bit better.
yeah. How did
Yeah, I like
Did you just print it out more saturated, or what did you?
I just
or
did,
was
I
it-
was when I was leaving work, I just scanned it in and
Yeah,
printed it
she
out.
didn't wanna
I
write-
just needed to
she
put
didn't
the
wanna
text
write
down,
the
so I didn't
thing.
want to write on there.
Ah.
So I just scanned it in and printed it. My printer is not set for color because all our stuff's in black and white, so
Right.
it's not.
It's
primed
interesting
for
how
printing.
much it changed it.
For printing graphics, I know.
The feeling's really different.
Yeah, it's completely different. So yeah, I prefer the watercolor one, but I didn't want to write on this quickly when I didn't have time, so I just
Right.
did it to replace the text.
So I was just asking her if she'd done some other attempts at different compositions and stuff, and she's saying that she went straight to this. And I was just suggesting doing maybe thumbnails, where you can just jot down these really quick things and figure out your composition without spending too much of your time or making these really tight things. You know, you just kind of put these shapes down even and see which one works best, and you pick your strongest at the small, in that small level, and then you go to this thing as the next step. That's it.
That's cool.